Wayne Jackson of ManorFest, welcome back to the Razor's Edge.
It's good to be back. Good to be back.
So just as an introduction, for anyone that doesn't know who you are, give us some background as to your role at ManorFest.
Yeah, I am the director and the organizer of ManorFest. It's me who books all the bands, and it's me who's like the brainchild behind it all, and the brewmaker.
You not got someone to make your tea for you?
That's it. Yeah. We ain't got that big yet.
So ManorFest was probably the hardest hit of any of the festivals over the pandemic, as both last 2 years' editions have been cancelled effectively. So how difficult was it for you to keep the festival alive over that period?
Oh, it was heart-wrenching, if anything. The first year we sort of dealt with it pretty good. It was mainly the second year because we were just so close, really, to it going ahead.
Yeah.
And I think it hurt the most the second time round, really. And that because we put in all the groundwork for the first one, got all the bands rolled over, then, to having to cancel it again was just like, here's what do we do? But yeah, it was, it was tough, but hopefully now, fingers crossed, we're all good to go.
I'm sure it will go ahead this year. I'm sure you won't have to cancel it.
Definitely, yeah.
So it all started back in 2017 at Keeley's Victoria Hall. So what was your vision from the festival back then?
It was just always to keep it indoors, really. The vision was to have, it was 2 or 3 big bands. Then having the best sort of unsigned bands from is up and down the country and so on, and then we sort of carried that ethos over, and it was into 2018 and 2019. So yeah, it was always to keep it indoors, but obviously with COVID and everything, we just decided if we're going to keep it indoors, it's just going to lose its excitement, really. So we just thought, right, let's go for it. It was always going to be our plan in the future to go outdoors.
Yeah.
But it's COVID obviously just brought that forward a couple of years, if anything.
Fair enough. So until the pandemic hit, the festival had sort of garnered a cult following. How did you grow that from the start back in 2017 through to when the pandemic hit, that cult ManorFest crowd?
Yeah, it's I always think, because how can I put it? We're always in support of the underground acts. And so, I do like the bigger bands, but because I play in a band myself, I think it's really important, and that's to have his unsigned bands on. But it's because I know how tough it is for everyone out there, and I'm trying to get gigs and stuff with big bands. It's nearly impossible.
Yeah,
and that's so. That's like I say, it was just always our ethos to have that, that is the unsigned bands playing with the big bands, and I think that's how he kept us following, really, because we're always in support, of the underground bands.
Absolutely. So 2 years after the 2 years of cancellations, hopefully, touch wood, we're back this year. And as you mentioned, you're moving outdoors now, much bigger venue. So you briefly touched on it was because of COVID that you've decided to move outdoors. But when did you really start thinking about changing venues?
We actually started. It was back in October. It was just you know, it was just as the second lockdown was sort of happening. You know, it was just before that Christmas. We sort of knew then really that we were going to cancel.
Yeah.
Because I think we were just going to be too early if everything was going to be opened up again.
Yeah.
And so we sort of decided then, it's before, you know, we sort of decided to hunt down a few venues and everything. Then we just sort of got lucky with Whittlebury. And so we sort of knew back in that October it's of 2021.
Yeah.
And sort of gonna, was it 2021 or 2020? I can't remember.
October 2020, and then you cancelled May 2021.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's just hard to keep a track of these years that we've lost, and that. So we really decided then. It's because, like I said, we just thought, you know, we're just going to be just too early.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned that you're moving to Whittlebury. How did you scout out these outdoor venues? Did you have a lot of sites to choose from?
No, we did try to keep it in Yorkshire. That was always sort of the aim. Then we found a place in Chester. But we were just about to announce, then they sort of did a massive U-turn on us and said, you know, we've got one festival here, we don't want another one, sort of thing. So I thought, oh my God, it's what we're going to do here, because we've already booked some of the bands at that point, and now for the outdoor show. And so it was just by luck. It was actually my wife who found the place. And then we sort of did a bit of research on it. You know, great location and everything. And we got in touch with them, and we said, look, how about having a heavy metal festival on your grounds? And this is where we are now.
Well, and they must be used to crowds. It is literally across the road from Silverstone, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's you basically, as you can walk through a gate, and you're on. It's virtually on the banks of the racetrack there. But yeah, they have all the F1 camping there, which was great. So we just thought, you know, these guys can handle a crowd.
Yeah.
And so it was just ideal for us, really ideal.
Yeah, and on face value, Whittlebury does look to be an excellent venue from what I've seen. That looking on the internet, it's even got that posh hotel in the grounds. So, how helpful and accommodating has the venue been to ManorFest?
Oh, they've been brilliant. Yeah. You know, it's like two. You couldn't get two, you know, more different worlds basically than the heavy metal world and the guys at Whittlebury. But honestly, it's but the good thing about the guys down there, they were wanting to do a festival, but they've just it's because they haven't got any of the contacts or anything. Yeah. They sort of shied away from it. So it was just when we turned up, you know, it was like, you know, a match made in heaven sort of thing. Yeah. You know, we wanted to put on the festival. They wanted a festival.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you know, and we just and they've been brilliant with us. They really have. They've been getting into the bands and everything, which has been great. You know, yeah, they've been loving it. They really have.
That's excellent. So the grounds themselves, you've got a lot of space to play with there. How are you planning on utilising all of that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the actual place is huge. It is massive. At first, I must admit, when we first got down there and stuff, we were there with the owners, and we thought, well, we think it's going to be a bit too small. We actually thought it was going to be too small.
Yeah.
And that's where we got all these other fields. It was just as backup, but no. Then we got in touch with his events guy. We brought him down. He goes, Wayne, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. I don't know what you're worried about. And we're basically using, because the site is that big, we're only using about a quarter of it.
Right.
So, but the actual arena field, it's massive. It's massive. There's plenty of room for everyone and everything. And you saw, I mean, the people who've got the VIP, the camped on the field is right next door to it.
Yeah.
So you literally walk over a path and that into the arena field.
Yeah.
Then with and the main camping part, it's literally a minute's walk. So we've kept it nice and compact. It's just so we can just keep that atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's so we don't lose it.
Yeah.
Or anything. So yeah. So we've got about a quarter of the actual site. I mean, it's funny. The last time we were down there, the guy who owns the place actually brought back a couple of fields, and he goes, "Oh, Wayne, and stuff for next year, and that we can use this field, be able to get 30,000, 40,000." And I'm like, going, hold on, let's just deal with what we got first.
But it does have, only using a quarter of the site, it does give you that opportunity to expand in future years, doesn't it?
We can add to like a bigger village if we wanted, more camping. It's just endless for us. And like I say, it's it was part of the appeal of the place.
Yeah.
And that we can constantly evolve there, which is good, which is what we want.
Brilliant. So what are you thinking of in terms of stages? How many stages are you having this year?
We've got 2 this year. We've got the main outdoor stage. Then we've got a big top stage, indoor stage. And but the 2 big stages, and that's so. And we've got the main stage, which is just in front of the lake. So it's going to look really picturesque on the photos and everything. And we've got the big top at the other end of the field. So yeah, it's 2 stages to start off with. Then like I say, we'll see how this year goes. Then we'll be able to evolve the stages, add more in years to come.
Brilliant. So when it comes to putting a lineup together for this year, obviously you had acts roll over from the last 2 cancelled events, but how do you go about fleshing out a much bigger festival lineup?
Well, it was on this one. I sort of had in mind who I wanted on and that for 2022. I'm a big, as everybody knows, I'm a big new wave of British heavy metal fan, and that's so. For this year, it's a sort of because we had like the black metal, the doom metal. We just wanted to add, it's another couple of genres on there. So we've got bands like Eternal Champion, Visigoth on there. So it's already had that. It's already had them bands in mind, but it was when we got like Accept. It was just like a shot in the dark. I just thought I'd give it a go. Let's see if they want to do the gig, and they got in touch with us. Yeah, and they've been amazing with us. It's all the way, and so it's. And that he's like you said, we had to keep loyal with the bands that we already had and stuff because we wanted them on again, and the bands wanted to play. Yeah. So it was just fitting it all around them. Really, it was
brilliant. So from your perspective as the booker of the festival, are there any bucket list bands that you've managed to get this year that you've always wanted to book?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's My Dying Bride was one. Always wanted My Dying Bride. I know we carried them over, but Accept, Overkill, Eternal Champion, Midnight. There's loads of bands on there who I've always wanted to see. But they've always. I mean, I was chatting to Jarvis he's from Night Demon. And they've always just just shied away from the UK a little bit, but they can see the scene's getting a lot. It's better and bigger, and stuff with that style of music. So it was just like, it's every time I see Accept or Overkill, it's like I have to pinch myself every now and again, So yeah. So it's all good, yeah.
So putting on a festival of this size now is a massive undertaking, and rumor has it that you've given up, or you're considering giving up your day job to concentrate on this full time. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I took the decision just before Christmas, and it's had to be done. I mean, as you can imagine, my phone's crazy. Every day, it just goes off every day, and it's like the laptop. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So, so I just thought, right, I've got to do this full time, and I'm so glad I did it, because it's just got my focus now, and which is what it needed, really. Yeah. So so I do this full time, and of course with the council meetings and police meetings, health and safety meetings. I just couldn't get the time off work. So I just thought, right, I've got to do this full time. And it's like I say, I'm glad, because it's got me focus and everything now. So it's good.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So, and I assume you've got a good team behind you helping you through all of this as well.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, I've got my dad. I think there's quite a lot of people, who have been in touch with us and that via email, asking questions and stuff. It's always my dad who answers and everything. and I think everybody is more looking forward to seeing my dad than the bands on some of it. So I think my dad's going to be a bit drunk that weekend. So, but yeah, I've got my dad. I've got a close friend doing all the tech stuff. Yeah. We've got a brilliant event team. They've been outstanding. They've been with us every step of the way. Yeah. They're quite cultured in festivals. It's basically what they do. So we've taken advice off them, and vice versa, sort of thing. And it's the guys at Whittlebury as well have been amazing. So yeah, it's been good. It's been really positive.
So we'll try and catch up with you again later in the year after the festival. Once the dust has settled, we want to get your take on how it went afterwards. So we'll catch up with you again afterwards. But before we finish off, we cannot help but mention the addition of ManorFest North, which you announced a couple of weeks ago. An indoor festival at the Breadshed in Manchester in October, is it? I think.
That's right.
So did you not have enough on your plate with the summer festival that you wanted to do more?
Yeah, it was a strange one, really. I mean, I don't want to go into the ins and outs of it or anything, but we sort of got presented the opportunity for this, and that for this particular weekend. It was in October at the Breadshed, and it was too good to turn down, really. And I already had some bands in mind, and that for doing an indoor festival anyway. Yeah. And that were bands, it was just bands we just couldn't fit onto this year's ManorFest. So and that's so we managed to get this weekend in October at the Breadshed, and we thought, it's really got to do it. We got in touch with people, said, hope you don't mind us, he's going for this. And they said, yeah. He's won a ManorFest up he's in the north. You guys would be perfect for it. Yeah. And of course got Evile, Conan, got a few more to announce as well. And it's it would just if Grant had said yes, I'd have been gutted, really, because it's a great little venue. Yeah. So, it's a proper, it's old school venue, and it'd be great. Yeah. And we can't wait to get some ManorFest bands on there.
And I guess that will really complement the summer festival and keep the ManorFest brand, if you like, out there year long.
That's the whole point. Where we just want to keep the brand going.
Mm.
And stuff. The guys at the Bread Shed had it's a couple of more offers and stuff from other promoters, but they really like our brands. They really like our ethos and everything. So we actually had a meeting with them yesterday. First time I've been to the venue, and I just thought, this is going to be brilliant. Yeah. So it's an opportunity to showcase and that's some new bands and that who we might have, for the following year on the main stage, or certainly the indoor tent for the following year. Yeah. So there's always that as well. So
that's absolutely. The question that your festivals raise now is the issue of an oversaturated market. So if you look at the summer, then the festival scene now includes ManorFest, Download, Bloodstock, Arctangent, Uprising, Slam Dunk, the newly announced Dominion, Stone Dead, Rambling Man, Steelhouse, Radar, and a whole load more. And then if you look at ManorFest North, it's a couple of weeks away from Damnation. Damnation's moving to Manchester this year as well. So do you worry that all of these events will have an impact on ticket sales for ManorFest?
I don't think so. I mean, the good thing about ManorFest is we're a little bit different. I think we're a lot different to a lot of the festivals that are out there. Like your Downloads will never be a Download, but certainly different to Woodstock. A great festival is Woodstock, but we've just got different bands, and it's like I say, I just think we're a little bit different to all the other festivals.
Yeah,
and it's of course with ManorFest North. It's not there to compete with Damnation. It's a complete different thing.
Yeah.
The Damnation. You can usually tell what a Damnation band is, if you know what I mean. And stuff. And it's it's a good thing about ManorFest and ManorFest North. It's completely different to the other festivals, and I think that's what you got to do. Just keep yourself different, but I mean, there is loads of festivals out there. There's loads, but the good thing about ManorFest is it's in May. Our aim is to be that first open air festival, of the season. That was always our aim. That was always our aim. It was even indoor. It was always going to be, the first festival of the season run sort of thing. So
I suppose that's a good milestone as well, having yourselves as that first event.
That's it. Yes, it's exactly so. So the pressure's sort of off us in one way, but it's I think with the festival, you just got to keep yourself different. That's why Bloodstock have been so good. It's the same with Damnation.
Yeah,
that's why they've been so successful. It's just having that variety all the time.
Yeah. So you've got the main event now, which is relocating to the Midlands. You've announced ManorFest North. Is ManorFest South on the cards at any point in the future?
Oh, I don't know yet. I don't know. Well, we're actually talking about doing another indoor one next year. So, but is where that'll be is I don't know yet. But it's. I mean, he's already started booking bands for 2023 ManorFest open air. So. And that's then of course we've got this one. So it's just where it's I'd love to do a ManorFest South. I love to do I've got to keep myself busy now. So
and then you need a ManorFest Scotland, and you'll need a ManorFest Ireland, and you just
that's it. That's it. We'll be everywhere. Yeah.
So Wayne, I wish you all the best for the festival this year. We can't wait to step out at Whittlebury in May.
Brilliant. I just can't wait to see you there. Yeah. So make sure we have a drink and it's a bit of a chat and stuff went on there, and yeah, it'd be good to see you there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely catch up over the weekend.
Yeah, brilliant. Nice one.
Cheers, Wayne.
All right, cheers now. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website, www.therazorsedge.rocks.